This is a Star Wars BladeBuilders Kanan Jarrus lightsaber by Hasbro. So this is a plastic lightsaber toy. It's non-electronic, so it doesn't use batteries, and it also doesn't light up or make sound, which it would need batteries to do that. But it is a pretty kind of charming, very basic lightsaber. So it has the telescoping blade feature to it. So we have these different kind of blade sections, and they extend out like so. And I can retract the blade simply by pushing on the top, like this. And if I push the blade all the way into the hilt, it's nice. Well, first of all, it goes all the way back into the hilt, so that's pretty cool. And then second of all, it kind of stays in there pretty well. So I could potentially, you know, wear this on my belt, use it as like a cosplay piece, that type of thing. So you could use it sort of just as a hilt by itself, and also extend the blade out when you wanted to. So that's pretty nice. Now when the blade is entirely retracted like this, it does take a little more kind of effort or more kind of snap to get the blade out, because you know these types of lightsabers, you extend the blade by flicking your wrist. So it might take a few times to get it out of the hilt if you've pushed the blade all the way back like that. So it is pretty cool though. We've got this nice solid blue color to the blade, very kind of dark or medium blue to it. And then the hilt itself, you know, all of this is made of plastic, but the hilt itself has this nice kind of metal coloring to it. So it makes it, you know, look more realistic, which is great. Now at the very bottom is this kind of socket piece. This is the BladeBuilders section of the hilt in the pommel area. So you can see there's this kind of cutout on either side. And the bottom, you know, it has this sort of socket portion. And this is how you could connect it to other BladeBuilders pieces and hilts. So if you have kind of a connector piece like this, which is separate, by the way, this doesn't come with this hilt or anything. If you have a connector piece like this, or if you just have a BladeBuilders hilt that has, or component that has, you know, some kind of connector, you know, built into it, then that's how you could incorporate this into some type of larger BladeBuilders creation. So that's pretty cool. Now, if we take a bit of a closer look at the design itself, we have that really cool Kanan Jarrus lightsaber look to it with the Suba or the handguard at the top. That's got to be one of the signature features of this lightsaber. It makes it look very katana-like. And we have this sort of shroud at the top, this kind of cutout shroud. And this sticker does peel off, so you don't need it to say caution all the time. Although it does give very sound advice. It says, do not poke or jab at people or animals, and use away from breakable objects. So that's really good life advice right there. And then here we have kind of a fake sort of screw. It's like a greebly part. And over here on the hilt, this is sort of like a little nod to the Graphic style lightsaber. It looks kind of like that circle that has the two pins in it. Here's an example of a Graphic style lightsaber right there. Looks very close to that. Then moving down, we have this nice kind of control box, activation box. It's got a lot of silver to it and some black elements. And then on either side, we have these cool arrows, which there's a green arrow and a red arrow. They're both kind of painted on. And yeah, so they're not like raised arrows, but they're just painted on. They give this little pop of color to an otherwise drab hilt. Because most of this hilt, you know, there's a lot of grays and blacks to it, right? And then we have these just tiny bits of color right here. So that's a nice little touch. The paint is good overall. Very nice detail to it. And then this part of the hilt, kind of outside of the control box, it's a bit of a like darker gray. It's sort of like a smoky gray almost, grayish brown. I can't quite tell what the color is, but we have that here. And then we also have that in the kind of vertical grips on the rear of the saber hilt. So it's, you know, great design overall, a lot of fun. I mean, these telescoping lightsabers are just a lot of fun, you guys. And just the fact that it's this Kanan Jarrus lightsaber too, that's kind of a different lightsaber design. It's not exactly like some of the other designs, especially with this Suba at the top or this handguard. So this has just been a bit of a look at the Kanan Jarrus lightsaber. This is part of the BladeBuilders line, and it doesn't have batteries, but it's still a lot of fun. It's a nice lightsaber toy that's manufactured by Hasbro. So here it is, you guys.